Did you hear that Google revealed a new quantum computer chip that's mind-boggling? That's what we'll review in today's Learn English with the News lesson, so you can learn about this topic and add 33 important words and phrases to your vocabulary. Welcome back to JForrest English. Of course, I'm Jennifer. Now let's get started. Our headline, Google unveils mind-boggling quantum computing chip. I chose this article in part because of this word, mind-boggling. Native speakers use it a lot. We use this word, this adjective, to say that something is so surprising or difficult to understand that it confuses the mind. You understand the information, but your mind just cannot understand it. It's mind-boggling, mind confusing. For example, he started learning English 1 month ago and now speaks like a native. I understand this concept. I understand what the words mean, but the reality of this, how could that be? How is that possible? So you could reply back and say, wow, that's mind-boggling. That's mind-boggling. And the verb to unveil, conjugated in the present simple, because Google is it unveils, the present simple with that S. This means to reveal or make known for the first time. So it sounds like Google has been working on this quantum computing chip for a long time privately, but now they've unveiled it. They've made it known to the public, you and me, for the first time. And for some reason, we'll find out, it's mind-boggling. Don't worry about taking notes because I summarize everything in a free lesson PDF. You can find the link in the description. Let's continue. Google has unveiled, so the exact same information here, it's in the present perfect, which is a completed action, completed past action with a result in the present. The result is now you know about it. Google has unveiled a new chip, which it claims. So by using claims, it sounds like this isn't fact. This is their belief, their information, but it isn't a universal fact, which Google claims takes 5 minutes to solve a problem that would currently take the world's fastest supercomputers 10 septillion. I do not know what 10 septillion is. However, when I see this number, I understand that this is an extremely large number, larger than my mind can truly comprehend or understand how long this is. Do you agree with that? Because of that, that's mind-boggling, right? Google claims it will take 5 minutes for something that currently takes this many years. That is mind-boggling. Wow, that's mind-boggling. Would you not agree? If you agree, put mind-boggling in the comments. Writing things down helps you permanently remember this information, which is why I'm encouraging you to do this. Write it down, say it out loud. Wow, that's mind-boggling. Let's talk about septillion. This isn't a word you need in your vocabulary. Most likely, I've never used it before. However, I want you to notice this pronunciation because I hear students make mistakes with the ending of these 3 common words: million, eon, million, billion, trillion. So make sure at the end you have an eon, million, billion, trillion. Let's continue and learn some more mind-boggling information. The chip is the latest development in a field known as quantum computing. So here, generally, news articles, books, they will give you more information about topics that are not known to the general public. Yes, English is not your native language, so you might not know what quantum computing is. However, I don't work in computers. I'm not an engineer. I also don't know what quantum computing is. So the article gives us more information, which is attempting to use the principles of particle physics to create a new type of mind-bogglingly powerful computer. I'll be honest with you, that doesn't help me understand what quantum computing is. However, at least we have a little more information. So let's look here. What do you notice about this? Mind-bogglingly powerful computer. The meaning is the same. However, it's a different form of the word, which is a powerful way to take one word and then expand your vocabulary by learning the different forms of the word. So what is this? This is an adverb. Adverbs generally end in ly, and they modify verbs or adjectives. In this case, we don't have a verb. We have powerful computer. So mind-bogglingly, the adverb is modifying this adjective powerful to make it stronger. Well, to make it sound like it's so powerful that my human mind cannot truly understand it. It confuses my human mind. Mind-bogglingly powerful. That's how powerful it is.
Are you enjoying this lesson? If you are, then I want to tell you about the Finally Fluent Academy. This is my premium training program where we study native English speakers from TV, movies, YouTube, and the news so you can improve your listening skills of fast English, expand your vocabulary with natural expressions, and learn advanced grammar easily. Plus, you'll have me as your personal coach. You can look in the description for the link to learn more, or you can go to my website and click on Finally Fluent Academy. Now let's continue with our lesson.
Google says its new quantum chip. If you wanted, you could add our adjective, mind-boggling, to modify the noun, quantum chip. Google says its new mind-boggling quantum chip, dubbed Willow. If something is dubbed a name, it means that's the name it's officially called. We use this specifically with products like the quantum chip or a car, any product, events, and nicknames for people. So we don't use this for someone's name, their given name, but perhaps a nickname. For example, Michael Jackson was dubbed the King of Pop. That was the nickname. That's what he was officially called by many people. We could say this summer, so you can think of this as an event. This summer was dubbed the Summer of Rain. So this sounds like it rained all summer, which was not normal. So we dubbed this the Summer of Rain. So the quantum chip is dubbed Willow, and it incorporates key breakthroughs and paves the way to a useful large-scale quantum computer. The fact that certain information is in quotations means that Google is saying these words. And this is important because if the media were saying these words, it sounds like it's fact. But if it's coming from Google, you understand that, okay, that's their opinion as the creator of the quantum chip. Let's review incorporates key breakthroughs and paves the way. So incorporates is another way of saying uses or integrates. And then of course a breakthrough is a major discovery or advancement. So it integrates key breakthroughs and paves the way to a useful large-scale quantum computer. If something paves the way, the something is the breakthroughs, paves the way to something else, the quantum computer. It means that X, the something, makes it possible. So it makes Y possible or easier to reach. So in this case, you could say the X is practicing speaking and Y is feeling confident. So X, practicing speaking, makes Y possible. It paves the way. But notice it's paves the way to, and that's why I have this gerund verb, because it's to is a preposition and it belongs to the expression. So if you use a verb, you need a gerund verb. You could also use a noun and say confidence, paves the way to confidence. And I started with a gerund, which is not required, but if you do, remember that this gerund is conjugated as it. And that's why in the present simple here, paves, I have this S. Let's continue.
However, experts say willow is for now. Okay, before I even go on, I know because they use the word however, I know that something negative about willow, which is the quantum chip, that's what it's been called officially. I know it will say something negative because that is how however is used. However is used to contrast. So it goes from either a positive to a negative or a negative to a positive. This last paragraph was very positive. Everything here sounded positive. Because of that, I know that now there'll be something negative because they used however. Let's find out what that negative thing is. Maybe it will be mind-boggling. However, experts say willow is, for now, a largely experimental device, meaning a quantum computer powerful enough to solve a wide range of real-world problems is still years and billions of dollars away. So this is the negative. Although the technology is amazing, has great potential, it's still years and billions of dollars away. So it won't help you and me today and probably not for the next 5 to 10 years because it said years. We don't know how many. Technology moves very quickly. It could be 3 or 4. We don't know. Let's continue and notice we have a subtitle. So this is a secondary title within the headline, within the article. The quantum quandary. Quandary. Repeat after me. Quandary. The word quandary means a state of uncertainty or confusion. We often use this when you have to choose between choices. You have to make a decision and both have a negative outcome. For example, she found herself in a quandary. So notice in a, because it's in a state of uncertainty, in a quandary about whether to accept a high-paying job or pursue her passion. They both have their pros and cons. So she's uncertain, she's confused, she doesn't know what to do. We often use this as a reply. So your friend might say, our company party is on the same night of my anniversary. So you either upset your wife or you upset your boss. Which one's worse? So your other friend could reply back and say, that's a quandary. That's a difficult decision. Now, native speakers love using this fun word. That's a pickle. That's a pickle. So this is an informal, fun way of saying quandary. Pickle, the food you eat. That's a pickle. And we often add real to make it sound stronger. That's a real pickle. You've got yourself in a real pickle. So if you ever hear that and you don't know what it means quandary. Let's learn about this quandary, this pickle in informal speech. Quantum computers work in a fundamentally different way from the computer in your phone or laptop. They harness quantum mechanics. Now again, because this may not be a term that's familiar to the average person, it's certainly not to me, they'll give us more information about what this means. The strange behavior of ultra tiny particles. So that's what quantum mechanics is. To crack problems far faster than traditional computers. Okay, so let's take a look at some vocabulary here. Let's start with harness. If you harness something, it means that you're able to control something for the purpose of then using it. So it sounds like it's something that is difficult to use. So first you have to control it in some way and then use the power or whatever you've controlled. To crack problems, crack is a verb and it means to solve problems. But we often use this for problems that are quite difficult. So you can think of perhaps code, computer code, or a combination code. I think we've cracked the code. So if you crack the code, you can either enter somewhere because it's literally a combination, or you know how to to create a program on a computer. Or you can say, we've cracked the mystery. Again, the word mystery sounds like there was a lot of difficulty involved. We've cracked the mystery. We've solved the mystery, which was difficult. So they harness quantum mechanics to crack problems far faster. Far means a lot, so it's an intensifier. Far faster than traditional computers. Notice how I skipped this part because any information that is between two dashes, grammatically, you can remove this entire part and the sentence must be correct grammatically without that information there. Let's continue. It's hoped quantum computers might eventually be able to use that ability to vastly speed up complex processes. Okay, notice here we have might and eventually. So adding these two words add a lot of doubt because might is a modal of possibility. I might go to the party means, I don't know, 50-50. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Is not the same as saying I will go to the party. And then eventually is an unknown time in the future. So saying might eventually sounds quite unknown. So if your friend or a coworker says, I might eventually help you, I would roll my eyes because that sounds very uncertain and it sounds in the far future, even if they do help me. And we have our base verb, be able to, because might is a modal and you use modal plus base verb. Be able and then your infinitive. Be able to use, to harness that ability to vastly. Vastly is a modifier, an intensifier, to vastly speed up. So to increase the speed to a large degree. Speed up means increase the speed. Let's go back to the beginning and look at it is hoped. It's hoped. Notice here that the grammar is it. So this is a dummy subject. It's a placeholder. It means it's not attached to a specific individual or group of people. It just means in general. So you could say Google hopes, or it is hoped by Google, which wouldn't be the most common phrasing. It sounds more academic, more formal. Too formal for everyday speech. So Google hopes, but by saying it is hoped, it sounds like this is in general. So it's not just Google, it's not just computer programmers, it is general people. So it's hoped in general. In general, it's hoped quantum computers might eventually be able to use that ability to harness quantum mechanics to vastly speed up complex processes, such as creating new medicines. Well, that would certainly be positive. There are also fears. So this is a negative. Because of that, we could use that transition word. Which transition word goes from something positive, like creating new medicines, to something negative, such as there are fears. However, there are also fears. Adding that word, however, is useful because it really prepares you, me, as the reader for the information. But it isn't required grammatically. It's helpful to communicate, but it's not required. There are also fears. It could be used for ill. So it being the quantum computers or the quantum chip, it could be used for ill. In this case, ill means harm or damage. Now, this expression means that it could be used to cause harm. So here the verb is cause. To cause, because it's the infinitive, be used to cause harm, to cause damage. However, this expression, be used for harm, for damage, is very common. You can use either one, but just notice that slight change. Here you're using the infinitive, to cause, and then harm, but this is for harm, for damage. There are also fears it could be used for ill, for example, and then this is the example of the harm or damage negative it could cause. For example, to break some types of encryptions used to protect sensitive data. In this case, break has the same meaning as crack, which means to solve something difficult to solve. So to break some types of encryptions. You probably know what this is, but encryption is information that's protected by a code, for example, a password, or there are very complex encryptions for sensitive data. Now, you could say, I cracked the encryption. So I solved it, which means I'm now able to access the sensitive data or the information protected. The average person would not say this though, because it sounds illegal. This is something a hacker, a computer hacker, or potentially a spy would say. But you could definitely read this in a book or see it in a movie. I cracked the encryption. And that is the end of our mind-boggling article. Is your mind boggled? Is your mind boggled, to use it another way? This uses the verb, and specifically the past participle. So remember, I said that learning different forms of one word can help you expand your vocabulary, but also help you communicate in the different ways that you need to. The meaning is the same. So you can say quantum computing boggles my mind. So this is the active verb. The verb to boggle is conjugated with the subject, quantum computing. My mind is boggled by quantum computing. What is this? The passive form of this sentence. Quantum computing is mind-boggling. The adjective form. Notice you need that verb to be, which will be conjugated with your subject. And then quantum computers are mind-boggling fast. The adverb form, which is modifying the adjective fast. So those are the different ways you can use mind-boggling. And that's the end of the article. So what I'll do now is I'll read the article from start to finish, and you can focus on my pronunciation. Google unveils mind-boggling quantum computing chip. Google has unveiled a new chip which it claims takes 5 minutes to solve a problem that would currently take the world's fastest supercomputers 10 septillion or years to complete. The chip is the latest development in a field known as quantum computing, which is attempting to use the principles of particle physics to create a new type of mind-bogglingly powerful computer. Google says its new quantum chip, dubbed Willow, incorporates key breakthroughs and paves the way to a useful large-scale quantum computer. However, experts say Willow is, for now, a largely experimental device, meaning a quantum computer powerful enough to solve a wide range of real-world problems is still years and billions of dollars away. The quantum quandary. Quantum computers work in a fundamentally different way from the computer in your phone or laptop. They harness quantum mechanics, the strange behavior of ultra-tiny particles, to crack problems far faster than traditional computers. It's hoped quantum computers might eventually be able to use that ability to vastly speed up complex processes, such as creating new medicines. There are also fears it could be used for ill, for example, to break some types of encryptions used to protect sensitive data.
Do you want me to make another lesson where we learn English with the news? If you do, put let's go, put let's go in the comments. And of course, make sure you like this lesson, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. And you can get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can click here to download it or look for the link in the description. And you can keep expanding your vocabulary with this lesson right now.